Chinese Drywall Screening LLC has been asked to perform destructive drywall sampling as a service for attorneys and property owners involved in litigation. This is a video designed to assist you in finding labels of tainted sheetrock, coring samples of it, and bagging those samples as part of our investigative services. Since the results of this investigative work will potentially be used for litigation, it is important that you follow all procedures exactly. Please consult with our manual on destructive investigation for tainted sheetrock for a list of tools, photos, and additional information. As always, we need to stress safety. Please make sure you make all necessary efforts to safeguard your own as well as others' safety and health. We will periodically publish updates to this information. Also, some attorneys' offices will have procedures specific to their own internal processing. When that happens, we will send out information separately to all of those involved in screening under that contractual work. This work is copyrighted by Chinese Drywall Screening LLC and cannot be used without our express permission.
Welcome to the destructive investigation section of the video. Here we're going to go over the tools that we're going to need in order to perform the work, and then we're going to go into actually how to get the work or do the work and get the labels and identification markings on the actual drywall. Safety is always first. You want to get a carbon filtered safety mask and wear this during the operation while you're drilling through the drywall. Safety glasses and rubber gloves. This is a neat little trick I've learned in order to stop the drywall dust from landing on the floor. We'll go over that a little bit later. Measuring tape to measure the sheets of drywall in order to determine where to start the investigation. Typical stud finder. I use this in order to judge where to find the studs if I want to core between the studs or on the stud if I'm trying to get the edge tape. I made a kind of a custom core bit here if I wanted to core over the stud in order to try and get the edge tape where two drywall sheets might come together. Here's your standard 18-volt coreless drill that I use in order to drill a 4-inch hole that I use for access to behind the drywall. Always keep a backup battery just in case the first one dies. And then always keep a drywall knife in case your drill bits go down, and so you can core holes manually with your drywall knife. I keep a kind of a stubby little flashlight. That way I can get the flashlight in through the hole in order to light up the inside of the drywall, which I then use this mirror to reach down in order to see the back side or the front side of the drywall. And then after we cut the opening, it's important to seal the opening because the gases will come out from behind the cavity wall. So I simply take adhesive caulk, do a small bead around the perimeter, and slap it on the wall, and that covers and seals the hole. And then this one, if we cut into the corner, which we'll go over later, this is a little corner piece to patch the corner. And these are made from basically a roll of vinyl flashing that are cut to size. Samples are collected in freezer bags, collected per the lab requirements, and it's very important to document all the necessary information on the bags per the lab requirements. Keep roll of blue tape for any other when you have to seal the holes as a backup. Keep trash bags, just simple, Publix, Target bags, just to keep as trash bags because you tend to have some debris as you go along. And then part of the actual investigation is to get a video scope. This one has a light on the end, and use it to scope down the wall, and we'll be going over this and how to use this a little bit later. And that pretty much concludes the segment on the tools that you will need for destructive investigation. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to protect the area down here so we can do an easy cleanup. So you roll out the paper towels, you lean it up against the baseboard, and you squirt the top and you saturate the top so you get a nice bond with the wall. What this does is it stops the drywall dust from getting down to the floor and collects on the paper towels. We want to make sure there's no open little pockets for the dust to collect in, so we can get a nice collection of all the drywall dust that falls on the floor. And next, we're going to use our router to cut out sections of the drywall here in order to get the edge tape. And we picked this wall because it's a long wall, and the methodology behind this is that this is the first sheet that went up, so you have a factory edge here in order to try and get that edge tape with the manufacturer markings on it. And here we have a cut edge on this drywall, so we didn't get a marking on this one. And this one is just your blank white label. So unfortunately, we didn't get a marking on this one either. So we're going to have to work our way down the wall to further do the investigation. Since we struck out with the edge tape, we're going to have to core an access hole right about between the two studs. The stud is blocking us from using the video scope. Otherwise, we could poke through here with the video scope and the mirror to see what we need to see. So we're going to start here, and hopefully we'll be able to see a label after we core the hole using whether the mirror or the video scope. So now we're going to use our access opening and our flashlight to shine inside the wall cavity and use the mirror to inspect the back side in hopes to find any markings that may identify the manufacturer and the origins of the drywall.